how's it going, everyone? WTF Sexy Headphones here. Happy Wednesdays or Thursdays to you guys. Long time no see. It's been a while. It's been... how long has it been? It's been 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember what I told you guys last or what we even discussed because my life is a giant, vague memory as the days go by. I disappeared because I had to work 9 days in a row and I was a tired, miserable little tiny human being, and I was super sleepy and I was really tired and it was terrible. And then when I had days off, I was like, okay, now I actually have to do shit around the house like an adult and do yard work and house stuff and yard work. And let me tell you about that. Let me tell you what you guys have missed, which really has not been much, but let me tell you what you have missed. So we have a security camera. Let me roll this way. I'm too lazy to get up. Can I reach that door? God, these fucking headphones go slightly further. Oh, I'm losing my headphones. Okay, yeah, got the door open. Okay, now I just gotta roll my way back into existence. We are getting... I don't know if this helps, but I feel like it does. Okay. So anyway, which I think you guys have seen before, but... I have this security closet right there. Look at it. I can see what you all are doing. Put your pants on. Anyway, I have this security closet where my cameras have gone out. And some little old couple at my work told me, and I've never tried, and they're just like, have you tried like Geek Squad? They'll come out and just do like a free consultation, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know, like I've never ever thought to ever use Geek Squad whatsoever with Best Buy, but I'm like, why not give it a try if it's free? To see is to be like, yo, like, what happened to my cameras, man? Because I don't know. I've never had security cameras. And the breakdown was, it could be the cameras, it could be the wires. We don't know unless we test it. Your system's old. You should probably upgrade it. To which I was like, all right, but for what cost? And they're like, oh, to get like 8 cameras, it'd be between 300 and 400. Which isn't bad to me, it isn't bad for 8 cameras that do like night vision and high def video and this and that and blah, blah. I'm like, that ain't bad for 8. And I'm like, does that include installation? And they're like, nah. Like, installation is about, like, 100 per camera. And I'm like, holy fucking shitballs. Like, literally, so if we got 8 cameras, it's like 800 to install them. And it's like a fraction of the price to buy them. And I was like, yeah, let me think about it. So, I decide, I'm like, you know what? I don't have the box. Not like I need to show you guys. I could just tell you. You just believe me. So I have 2 extra cameras that came with the house that were never set up, and it comes with 4 extra wires. So 2 for those cameras and obviously 2 extras. La 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 la. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna go in the attic and I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. So I'm like, I'm gonna change the wire and see if it's the wire or the camera. So that way we know. And I will save a fuck ton of money. So I go into the attic, and I think, okay, my biggest issue is going to be there's very few planks up, or wooden sheets. What are those called? Not planks. I guess it could be. I don't know. Sheets of wood. There's very little of them. So you have to worry about not falling through the ceiling and walking on the other wood that's up there. The beams? Yeah, that's probably the word. The beams. So you just got to worry about not falling through the ceiling. I'm like, cool. We're gonna try and just do that. So there is, like, the attic is right outside that door, the stairs that go up. And there's a security camera that's, like, right outside this window, and that's one of the ones that went out. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'll just go to the nearest one. So I'm, like, crawling through the attic. Our insulation in our attic is, like, It looks like sawdust. It's not like, oh, here's a big sheet of insulation. It's literally like someone just ground up insulation and then, like, let it snow in the attic, and it's just in tiny pieces, filling holes and shit, and it's everywhere. So I finally crawl, because, like, you know, obviously, like, the roof, you know, here's, like, your whatever, and then your roof goes like this, so it gets kind of small. So I'm, like, crawling through there, and I finally see where, like, one of the wires goes out. And you know what I find? Fucking wasps. A motherfucking fuckload of fucking wasps. A shit ton. I was, like, literally in that area, because obviously there's got to be, like, a little hole that, like, lets the wire go up. There's like 5 or 6 wasp nests. And then there's like a cluster of them just chilling on a board over there. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, maybe this is why it's like $100 to install cameras. Maybe everyone has fucking wasps in their goddamn attic. And this is part of the shit you have to deal with. So I'm like, well, fuck. So I'm like, all right, let me try and find another one. Let me try and find another one. So then I start going in that direction, which goes to the back of the house, because there's a camera over there that went out. And I barely get anywhere, and then on the beam leading to that way, of which I need to be on, there's like 6 wasps just fucking hanging out on the fucking beam. And I'm like, oh, cool. So there's just literally wasps everywhere in my fucking attic. I'm like, what the shit? So I'm like trying to still be productive, and I'm like, well, maybe, because like there's all these cables, they're not labeled, and there's just shit everywhere, so it's hard to fucking tell what goes to what and where. So once I start kind of getting them marked, like I get tape, and I'm like, okay, this wire leads to this camera, this wire leads to this one leads to this one. And then I was going to try one more, and then a wasp fucking flew at my face, and then I screamed, and then I ran downstairs, and then I gave up for the day. So, why did I go on about this story? Oh, I guess it was just because I was trying to tell you guys what I've been up to. That's what I've been up to. So, my hazard of trying to fucking figure out my security cameras and save myself some money is literally fucking wasps, which actually John bought wasp spray, so maybe I will do that today. But my biggest fear is literally one flying at me, and then I guarantee you I'm going to freak out, and then I'm just going to fall off one of those beams and go through the ceiling. So that's kind of my worry. So, and then, I don't know, I didn't think of this sooner. But, and then, like, literally, like, at night, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, why don't, like, there's a camera right there, there's a window there. I'm like, instead of trying to, like, because I'm just trying to see what's working and what fucking isn't working, because I don't fucking know. I'm like, I could literally take a wire, put it out the window, like this. Like this. That way. Wait, no. That way to that way. And I can just plug it in that way and not have to worry about wasps, because if it isn't the fucking wire, I would have literally weathered wasps for nothing, when if all I had to do is change the camera, I could do that all outside, away from all the fucking wasps. I'm like, why didn't I think of that sooner? So I will probably try that today, because I have not, because I've been back at work. I will probably try that, and I'll let you guys know how it goes, and if anything comes at me, you'll hear about it. So that's where I have been. I've been gone for like 2 weeks. Because work and because of wasps. Been dealing with those assholes, and I ripped up a bunch of bushes in my yard. I think that's actually pretty much all gone now. I had like cuts all on my arm because I don't wear any kind of proper equipments. I don't wear proper clothing when I do things, and then so I look like I fought a cat. Look like I fought a really angry cat. I had scratches everywhere. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing. So how have you guys been? What have you been doing? I also have another story I want to tell you. We have so much catching up. Let me tell you about how I'm a fucking retard. And you guys will know this very well. If any of you are still here, you'll know as well. So anyway, to make a rather long story short, there's this artist studio that me and my mom like, and we have learned that sometimes when you get their shit, it looks really well. And sometimes, I don't know what they're doing, but they did something bad and it comes out bad. So we kind of have this love-hate relationship with the studio where we're like, it looks so beautiful, but now you don't know if you will get really pretty work or something that it's like, we did this at fucking 3 a.m. on a goddamn binge of tequila, and this is what we have created, and it is not great. So anyway, so long story, so that's what's going on. So anyway, so I'm contacting this studio, and I'm trying to find something. They have a picture, or a painting rather. It's a painting. It's an oil painting on canvas of Chicago. My mom is from Chicago. One of the other nice features on it is on one of the buildings it says Go Sox, because you're either a Cubs fan or you're a Sox fan. My parents grew up on the south side of Chicago, so they are Sox fans. So I'm like, oh, perfect, they got the right team. So I asked them so before ever getting anything now, I asked to see a picture of what they have, because sometimes it comes out well, sometimes it kind of doesn't. So they sent me a picture, and sure enough, it's just kind of not really into it, but I don't like being mean. I don't, to people in their professions and such, and at workplaces, I don't like being mean. So instead of just simply saying, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm not really into that, I don't really care for how that came out, I would rather look at something different. So instead of saying that, like, for one, I was like, I'm looking at getting this for my mom, and they gave me the picture and I wasn't a fan of it. So instead of just being honest, I was like, oh, like, thanks so much for sending that to me, but I forgot my mom is a Cubs fan. I'm like, oh, yeah, so she's not a real big fan of the Sox part, so never mind on that. And then they fucking send me back a thing, and they're like, oh, it's no worries, we can totally modify it in like 10 minutes, we can change it and write Go Cubs on there. Apparently a lot of people have been requesting that it's gonna be great, and I'm like, fuck. And all I'm thinking of is how crazy, because I was thinking about getting this for my mom for Christmas, and I'm like, how literally hilarious would it be if my mom receives a painting in the mail of Chicago that says Go Cubs, that did say Go Sox, which is our team, but because I lied and I assumed it wouldn't be modified whatsoever, whatever. So I'm just like literally playing this fucking retarded game because I don't want to be honest and be like, it really doesn't look good and I don't think it came out well. I make this retarded ass excuse only for them to be like, well, bam, reflect, bitch, and then just like, oh yeah, we can modify it for you. And I'm like, so I'm like calling my mom and I'm telling her the story, and she's like, Taryn, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're such an idiot. Why don't you just be like, oh, thank you, I'm not really into it, I'd rather pick something else. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, I could have done that, but I fucking didn't. And now it's all backfiring in my face. And then so I was just kind of like, and because now I've dug this grave that I'm in, so to speak, a little dramatic, but now that I dug this hole that I'm in, I still have to play the game because I lied, and I can't just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I lied, I didn't like this painting. And that would just, because then it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be fucking worse. So I'm just kind of like, oh, that's so great. Let me double check with my mom and see if there's anything else she likes better, so you guys, don't have to go through that trouble. Let me make sure this is definitely the one that she wants, and that is where it is left off, and I have not said anything since. So that's what I'm doing. My mom's just like, seriously, like, why did you just not be like, oh, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not really, not, this one isn't my favorite, I want to look at something else. Nope, instead I had to make up some bullshit, and then it worked against me because I'm a fucking idiot, and it's just, So that's what I've been doing. That's what's been going on in my life. What's going on in your lives? Is anyone still here? Holy crap, this has been 13 minutes of me rambling about wasps and my own retardation. So anyway, on to a gaming topic. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty because one of my good friends plays that game, and we don't play many games together so much anymore. I might stream that. I've been talking on my Discord. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, sometimes we're really chatty in Discord. Sometimes we're not really chatty in Discord. So sometimes things are going on, sometimes not. But if you want to know what's going down, the Discord link's down below. I might do some streaming of that because some peeps will be like, oh, it might be fun if you stream something different, do something different from the normal stalker norm. I'm just kind of refreshing things up. And I'm like, well, all I've been doing is playing COD and running and gunning. So I'm like, I can see about streaming that. So we might end up doing that today. Keep an eye out. Discord, I will announce that. Other links that are down below, it will be announced on. So feel free to take a look at that. All right, I'm done. It's been like almost 15 minutes. You guys have a happy rest of the Wednesdays or Tuesdays. I am going to go, I don't know, do fitness because I'm back to doing that again. And, I don't know, play games. All right. Bye. Feel my power.